right, more than a year and a half after Michael Jackson died, his doctor has been ordered to stand trial. Our legal guys are back with us. Civil rights attorney Avery Friedman in Cleveland and criminal defense attorney Richard Herman in Las Vegas. All right, gentlemen. So, Richard, you first. The judge not only said there will be a trial for involuntary manslaughter, but, oh, by the way, I'm revoking your license to practice in California. Is that fair to do that before there's an outcome for the trial?
You know, Fred, I don't think it is fair. And I think this judge has already tipped his hand to his bias. I don't think it's fair, and I think the judge has tipped his hand to his bias in this case. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? Why don't they wait until after the trial to see if there is a conviction here before they go after his license? Or let the licensing authorities conduct internal hearings and try to take his license? Why does this judge have the right to automatically strip his license before a final adjudication? It's wrong, and he's admitted in 2 other states, those states are not going to automatically strip his license. They're going to take each case individually and not do it. This was a bad move by this judge. It was improper.
Can he contest that? Dr. Murray?
Yeah, he can contest it, but it's going nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, Avery, you don't agree with this?
Oh, absolutely not. That was exactly the right thing to do. Every medical board, the standard in terms of revocation of a license or suspension is reliable, probative, and substantial evidence. I mean, you get a transcript of that preliminary hearing. I mean, I don't know why or how this guy's practicing medicine in the first place. The judge did absolutely the right thing based on existing evidence. I don't think the judge tipped his hand at all. Revocation of a license, suspension, and trying this case where the prosecution has the burden to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, apples and oranges, the right thing happened this week.
Okay.
How about due process, Avery? Due process. How about that?
There was due process. There was. In fact, his lawyers had an opportunity to cross-examine during that preliminary hearing and elected not to do so. I understand why, but that's their choice. That's due process.
All right, so you guys argue unbelievably well in front of the camera. I can only imagine what happens in the courtroom. So phenomenal. All right, let's talk about LT. Lawrence Taylor, I know, Richard, you're a huge fan of LT. You are heartbroken. We're talking about now he changed his tune. He's now pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges involving statutory rape, the 16-year-old girl. Remember, emphatically, initially, when he was arrested, he said, no way, this didn't, I didn't know she was 16, this didn't happen, etc. But now he's changed his tune. Is it because he's getting 6 years probation, and had he gone forward with the trial, it would have cost more, and it would have been most definitely jail time?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, had he been convicted of the felony charges there, he would have gone to prison. So, his lawyer is just babbling like a contestant on this, on Judge Judy or something. So amateur hour. But I got to tell you, Fred, the greatest linebacker in the history of pro football. It's so sad. His cousin, we just saw in the video clip before we came on with you with that rat climbing up the guy's body in the subway.
Oh.
That's LT's cousin, because that's what he did.
Gosh.
That's the only way he prevented himself from going to prison. He became a rat. He went undercover. He worked with the authorities to try to go after other people, and that saved him.
He
was guilty. The woman came to his room. She was 16. He paid her. He had sex with her. It's statutory rape. To avoid prison, he cut this sweetheart deal. He's not going to prison. He's going to register as a sex offender, 6-year probation. They're going to give him lie detector tests. They're going to test him up, down, and around. Let's see what happens in the next 6 years.
Criticizing, hold on. Why are you criticizing the defense team? This is a spectacular resolution.
He's a rat, that's why.
Has to deal with issues of human trafficking, which is a major national problem in New York, and the fact that he's cooperating with authorities. You might call that, turning him into a rat. I think that's exactly what he should be doing. He should be down on his knees being thankful for that resolution. The defense team did a good job. Believe me, if it were any other schmo walking down the street, they'd be in the penitentiary. LT, because of celebrity status, walks away.
Wow.
And that's not fair, by the way.
That's
fair.
Tough. Okay, well, tough too, says Tom DeLay, the former House Leader. He says, you know what? His 3-year sentence that he was just, hammered with, he says too much. And he's going to try and fight this all the way. He could have gotten 10 years, though, Avery. On what grounds will he say 3 years is too much? And this is for, conspiracy to commit money laundering, by the way.
and money laundering, Frederica, both of them. And the interesting thing is, he blamed it on liberals. Liberals.
Yeah.
There were 33 witnesses. There were 190,000 bucks came out of Texas, went to RNC, came back. This was fairly much of a slam dunk, and he blames it on liberals. Look, if you look at Tom DeLay, if you look at Duke Cunningham, multi-year sentences, it could have been much more serious. The district attorney asked for more. This is a very thoughtful, reasoned sentence. It's going to be affirmed in the Court of Appeals.
Would he try to fight this? When he says he wants to fight it, what recourse would he have? I mean, you go through the appellate process, and sometimes that takes years. You might as well go, well, I'm not recommending it, but it just seems like if the appellate process takes a couple years, you know, and your sentence is 3 years, would it bode well in his favor to even try to appeal?
Whoa, Fred, please, Fred, this is political partisanship on the sentence. Every similarly situated defendant in Texas got probation for this stuff. But aside from that, Fred, he's absolutely going to win on appeal. You can take it to the bank. The appellate court in Texas has already ruled that in order for it to be money laundering, it must be cash, not checks. And in this case, they could only prove checks. Therefore, he is 100% going to win on appeal. He's not, this conviction is going to be reversed.
100%.
100% guarantee it. Guarantee it, Avery.
100%
Under the law, he's going to win.
Wow, okay.
There's precedent. The appellate court in Texas has already ruled on this. He is as much as, look, I'm not a fan of his, but you know what? He has every right to be boasting about the win because he's going to win on appeal. We'll visit it again when he does.
This is why I love you all so much. I learned so much. Who knew it would make the difference between the check and the cash? I can always guarantee I'm going to end up a little smarter in that noon hour because of you.
Right. Okay.
I love it. Thank you, Richard, Avery. Always good to see you. Thanks so much, and see you next weekend, right? Hopefully we'll all be
Fred.
here.
We missed you, Fred.
Oh, thanks so much. I missed you all, too.
Not the same without you, Fred.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you. Take care. See you next weekend.